stuff. Let's go truthing or faking next. Catalina National Deborah is up, ready and standing by the big board. Good evening to you, Catalina. Talking about Pennsylvania, victim of misinformation until the very last minute of this US presidential election. Catalina, tell us more. Truth or fake?
That's right, Mark. Pennsylvania, the most high-stakes battleground in this presidential election that obviously was won by Donald Trump, and also a hotspot for misinformation until the very last day. As you just said, Pennsylvania was actually the swing state targeted by the most by fake news, especially regarding fake claims of electoral fraud. In fact, on X, nearly 60% of posts discussing election fraud in the battleground states on November 5th were actually focused on key state Pennsylvania. According to this analysis of about 25,000 posts analyzed by Peak Metrics, here cited by the New York Times, while they say that the second most discussed state is North Carolina, targeted by 9% of the fake news posts. Nothing new, though. These are false claims that have been massively circulating on social media that we've debunked before. Here's one example of this viral, inauthentic video created by Russian influence actors, falsely depicting mail-in ballots for Donald Trump that were being destroyed in Pennsylvania. One of many examples of the state of Pennsylvania that they had to deal with, as they even had to create a fact-checking page related to these false election claims. Mark.
What other viral examples of these electoral fraud claims are going around, Catalina? I mean, what you've already showed us is alarming enough, but it's not the end of the story, is it?
Well, these are the most recent ones. We'll start by the claims made by the now newly re-elected President Donald Trump, made on Election Day, who went to his Truth Social to denounce alleged fraud in the handling and counting of early votes in Pennsylvania. Massive cheating, he says, on his Truth Social in Philadelphia. Officials from Pennsylvania, including Seth Bluestein, who is the city commissioner of Philadelphia, says that these voter fraud claims have absolutely no merit, affirming that there was no massive fraud observed in the counting of ballots in these key swing states. Voting in Philadelphia, he says, has been safe and secure. Donald Trump mainly highlighted reports about potential fraudulent voter registrations from returned ballots in Lancaster and York counties on his Truth Social, saying they caught them with at least 2,600 fake ballots, claims that were rebutted by both officials in Lancaster and York County in Pennsylvania, whom upon they say reviewing 2,500 registrations forms due to potential fraud, they concluded that there was no fraudulent ballots involved. And in York County as well, they also concluded that a batch of registration forms showed no evidence of fraud per the claims made by Donald Trump. It does seem that, according to our experts, that Trump stopped making these type of remarks or claims after realizing that he would win this key state.
Indeed. Once the result goes his way, of course, there's no cry of any kind of election fraud. Make of that what you will. Finally, claims that non-citizens can vote, another recurring far-right narrative. This went viral on social media. Give us more on that.
This is another major false claim going around, that non-citizens are encouraged to vote in Philadelphia. This narrative was majorly pushed by this conservative activist called James O'Keefe on X, whom with this report that was seen over 3 million times, claims that the Philadelphia City Commissioner's official stated that non-citizens can vote in local elections as long as they are residents of Philadelphia. He also goes on to say, with this hidden camera type of report, that the officials from the Latino nonprofit organization called Sheba say that these non-citizens could vote using only an individual taxpayer ID number or an Internal Revenues Service number. This information was once again debunked by Philadelphia City Commissioner himself on X, who confirms that non-citizens are not eligible to vote in Philly. The nonprofit organization Sheba also addressed the video that we just showed on Instagram, saying that its organization was targeted by the team led by James O'Keefe, while in this second Instagram post, they They add that one of its staff members did incorrectly answer a question about whether internal revenue numbers could be used to vote, as they rectify this on Instagram statements that were later misused in this video that was actually selectively edited by these conservative activists. Narrative later widely amplified by the far right on social media, as the official USA government also states on their official website that you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote in local elections.
Catalina, thank you very much indeed for that truth or fake.